Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okelo, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
So this is Tanzania and that's Kenya.
An amazing session here of the Daily African Proverbs. We are here in the African Father in America club, and also this is the African Father in America podcast. We are live streaming on YouTube, and we are also live on Clubhouse, and I am just so grateful for your love and support. Thank you for joining me. I love, producing the Daily African Proverbs, and I love bringing African wisdom to digital spaces like Clubhouse and YouTube. And today we are taking a virtual journey to Malawi. There's a proverb from Malawi that will be guiding our conversation today. I want to pin it to the top of the room on Clubhouse so that everyone who is there can easily get it. But in the meantime, I want to invite you to ping in, 3 to 5 people to join us for today's conversation. I would have been here by exactly 6 a.m., but I'm a little bit behind. I was to have a guest this morning. The guest had a blackout, so we had to, just handle that a bit. And, my guest every Wednesday is Chioma Sheri. She's a poet. So if you've been following the Daily African Proverbs, you will be able to, you might have been able to experience some of the episodes that, she was the guest. Today's proverb is really exciting, and I can't wait to hear what you all have to say about it. It says, a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. A deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. I want to know what comes to your mind when you hear this proverb, but a lot of the time, we all know, each one of us who is listening to today's episode, in our hearts, we know that we are capable of more. We are currently probably doing something that we would not like to do for long. Maybe we have a few of us who are just content with where we are and what we are currently pursuing and what we are currently doing. But I know that I'm on a journey. I know that I want better for me, my family, my community, and the world, And so today's proverb is speaking to, how do you continue dreaming, and how do you take away some of the things that block you from being creative and continuing to pursue the dream that you want for the world, yourself, your family. And so that's going to be the center of our conversation today. My hope is that by the end of our time together, you can take away the following 3 thoughts, but also you can live a little wiser than you joined us today. So the first takeaway is, number 1, identify the areas in your life where you feel stuck or limited. Take some time for self-reflection to understand why you feel this way, and then make a plan of action and stick to it and persevere when things get tough. So those are some of the thoughts I picked from this proverb, and I want to hear what you all have to say. We will continue discussing and talking and engaging. For now, I just want to take a moment to recognize Yoftahe, who is right with me on the stage, and I see that William has also joined us in the session today. William Lackett, thank you for being here. And Katie, it's nice to see you. And I see that MK and Chef and Johnson and Cheryl are all here as well. Remember, May 25th, we are producing Africa Day here on Clubhouse. It's going to be a 24-hour marathon. We are looking for speakers. We are looking for, volunteers. So, let me, Ori of Tahe, know if you're interested in participating in that program. For now, Yuftai, I just want to pass you the mic. Speak about the event we have tonight. Speak about your reflections on this proverb from Malawi. It says, a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. The microphone is open.
Good morning, Simon. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. So it's a blessing. Thank you, Simon, for holding this room every single day and African Proverbs. What I have learned from Simon in so many ways is it's African stories told by an African. We have to be the one to share and tell our stories because our stories, African stories, are being told by others. And whenever others talk about us, they talk about slavery, they talk about colonialism, they talk about the poor Africans, the migrants, those who go in from place to places, don't have home, or the tribes that fight with each other. But we have so many things that we have that we can share from Africa because we don't get along with each other. And that's why we let the thief comes in and steal all the resources from Africa. So coming in together in this room, we're learning. As one thing that we have as Africans is the storytelling that passes from generation to generation, because that's how we hold the bone, that's how we hold the strings that we have, who we are, and that's how we need to tell the kids. Not Hollywood, not all the poor things that we see about Africa. So the rooms that Simon holds, it gives me back my Africanism, it gives me back the stories that I want to hold on and be a proud African so that I can share with others and I can not only help my family, but help my community as an African, how we walk together. So, Simon, I just want to thank you first for that. And then, just like the same thing tonight, we have on the Youth Show on Instagram, we're going to do what Simon wrote, an amazing book, stories that he collected from Africa, starting with his mother. And he brought in so many Africans in there to share their experience. So we invite you all to come and join us when we're going to be exploring Rooted in Love. It's an amazing book. I wish and all of you will be able to get it because definitely you're learning a lot about Africa, but how it's being told. And Simon started by saying, okay, I'm going to take this step to make sure to tell the stories the way they need to be told. And he described it in a beautiful way, beautiful pictures that are being also printed in that book. So I thank you for all of that, Simon. So tonight, for all of you who are here, if you are able to join us, 10 p.m. Eastern time tonight on Instagram, we'll be discussing. You'll get to ask some questions from Simon. And we will also talk, Simon just mentioned right now, about Africa Day Marathon. This is the second year that's going to be celebrated on Instagram. On Clubhouse. So just like Simon said, we're looking for speakers, we're looking for moderators, we're looking for you to share this information so that this is our room. And we will love you to make this part of your daily goals. And it shouldn't be just only in May that we're celebrating Africa Day, but has to be every single day that we come in and tell our stories. You share it with friends, family, so that you can also suggest that they share it. We come together so that we tell our stories, we learn from our stories, and we come together as Africans because we are the solution for Africa. We should not be looking for someone else to build for us or come and tell us and save us. We can. We have so many amazing minds that can save Africa, but for whatever reason we have been dispersed all over the world. If we come together, we find a way to go back and give back to Mama Africa, who taught us everything that we know. I'm from Ethiopia originally. I went to school without paying anything, and I went to college, but I came back and I'm investing it in America. So this is the only way that I know that by going back and reinvesting everything that have been given from Africa. Most of the time we talk about colonialism, we have now the mental drainage. All the people who learned, who went to college, the doctors, everyone is fleeing Africa to come in and serve in different worlds in Europe and then the US. And we are the one who are hurting Africa. So even if we find a way to go back for a month, 2 years, a year, whatever we can to go back and give Africa, it's our duty. So we will have many of those conversations. All of you in here have so much to share, but have not taken the mic for any reason, saying someone else is doing it. Please be that person, because every single time you point thinking someone else is doing it, you might be that person. And I know you are that person who can do it even better than any of us in here. So you have so much to offer. Please step up to the plate, come, take the mic and say, I am in this field. This is what I can offer. This is what I'll be able to do. Doesn't matter if you say I can volunteer, I can speak, or I can bring a speaker. Even if you're not ready to speak for whatever reason, you know someone right there who's doing an amazing thing to help Africa. So you can recruit. You can bring that person to come in and be part of Africa Day, so that we can all learn from each other and find a way to save Africa. As we know, every single time we open the news, the only thing we hear is the war, the tribes, the famines, how to help the poor Africans. But we can change that narrative. We can flip that script by coming together, by helping each other, by coming to this kind of room. And you have other things that you're doing, let us know, so that we can also be part of that conversation. We can be part of the journey that you're walking, so that we can learn from each other. Together we are better. So that's what it is. And for me, in short, our mind is what tricks us, what we learned. Could be from books, from movies, from other things. What we learned can be a chain to us that holding us back. We think it's so golden. We think it's really the only truth that we know, until we open up the new book, until we come to a room like this and listen to Simon, listen to other brothers and sisters who can share their wisdom. We are in prison. Sometimes we think we're living the life that we all know, and it's good. It might be, but until we open up and try something else, there is a better way to live a life. There is a better way to have a communication. There is a better way to resolve a conflict. There is a better way, because someone else has done it, and we're willing to learn every single day. So let's not be stuck in one place. Let's understand what chain we have, what prison we're being held at, because our thought, how we think, is who we are, how we wake up every single morning. I can or I cannot do it. When I decide I can, then I'll line up everything that I need to do in order to make sure that I need to accomplish the goals that I set out to be. So let's identify what's holding us back. Let's identify who we're learning from. Let's identify to work with each other. Let's make sure to serve each other. That's the only way that I know my mind's opened up. When I'm willing to serve someone, I get it tenfold back. I have learned so much from Simon. I have learned so much from my African brothers and sisters. So I'm willing every single day to give as much as I can from myself, so that I can receive tenfold and we can pass it along. So in short, in closing, I want to say, please join us. Come and say hello if that's all you can say. But if you can speak, speak. If not, you can say, this is the field, the conversation that I want someone to talk about it. I know someone who can be part and who's doing an amazing job on this. Please, let's introduce each other. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything happens. There is a reason why you are in this room. All you have to do is take action. Just say hello. Send us a message. Say, this is what I'd like to see, or this is what I'm working on. So please take some kind of action, so that we can all work together, as we are the solution for Africa. Thank you, Simon. I pass my mic back to you.
Wow, Yuftai, thank you. Thank you for just pouring so much wisdom and blessing us with, amazing words there. And I agree with what you're saying. You just have to take action. You have to do something about it. And that's also what today's proverb from Malawi is suggesting to us. If you're just joining us, we are here in the African Father in America Club. if you're listening, you're probably listening to it, across all podcasting platforms as African Father in America podcast. And we are also on YouTube. If you are on YouTube live right now and watching, like MJ, well, thank you again for joining us. I would love to, just see what you all have to say, especially if you're on Clubhouse. I would love for you to just take a moment and share this conversation with 3 to 5 people. And if you are on YouTube, make sure you also share the live stream with other people, 3 to 5 people in your community that you think should be here right now. Yeftahe, thank you again. And if you're just joining us in today's episode and around this proverb from Malawi that I just shared, we are talking about strategies for breaking free from mental blocks and limitations. And I shared 3 strategies and 3 tips. I will be sharing them later on during this conversation. So stay tuned, and ensure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you, Stella, again for all the amazing work that you do to make this show possible. Share with us where you're joining us from, and what today's proverb means to you, and also any comments that you might have in regards to what Yoftahe shared, or in regards to our conversation today about breaking from mental blocks and limitations. Okay, Stella might be a little further away from her microphone at the moment, so we'll give her a moment. And William, thank you for joining us today. William and I connected, maybe a month or so ago, and we are both in Seattle, Washington, and he's at Seattle University. I was connected to him through a mutual friend who works at Seattle University, and is interested in creating a podcast. So he's partly here to enjoy the show, but he's also partly here to learn and contribute and be a part of this amazing space. So William, just unmute. If you go to the bottom of the screen, bottom right, there you go. Share with us your perspectives on this proverb. I can repeat it to you one more time. And also just your thoughts in regards to, unblocking your mind and, being able to accomplish whatever you set out to do.
So I think this proverb is really interesting. And the first thought that comes to mind is something I've heard before, and that's knowledge and its proper use wins battles. And I think in this proverb, the gold chain on the deer represents knowledge. And to free yourself from mental prisons, you got to fill your mind with the right kinds of thoughts. Those thoughts come from books, in my opinion. And you have to broaden your horizons. And your horizon is your mental capacity to learn new things and be open to new ideas. And you have to break down the strongholds, old ideas that may be holding you back, old habits that may be holding you back. And doing that, and to do that, you got to read. You got to seek out wisdom and knowledge. So I'll keep it short and keep it at that.
I love that. Yeah, you have to seek out wisdom and knowledge. I appreciate that so much, William. I want to also give a shout out to Mkenya Marikani TV, my brother Gary Wainaina, who is also here in Seattle, Washington, and is originally from Kenya, but he's doing amazing work, with his music and his podcasting. And it's just nice to see you on YouTube as well, joining us. Keep up the good work. If you're on Clubhouse, thank you for being here with us. I just want to give a shout out to Katie and Terry and Next, Edna, and also Roger and Andres. And I see Dr. Paul Toot is here with us as well. And Lord Mwenda, thank you for joining us. Please feel free to join us on stage. Hand raising is open. I would love to hear your voices in regards to today's conversation that is centered around a Malawian proverb. The proverb says that a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. What does this proverb bring to your mind? When we were beginning this conversation, I shared that many of us who are probably listening or watching this conversation today, we have so many things to accomplish in our lives. We have so many dreams, and what we are currently doing is probably just part of the journey of where we want to get to. And so this proverb, according to me and my team, we feel that it's something that is encouraging us to find creative ways of continuing to pursue what you need to be focusing on. So in this episode, we are talking about ideas of how do you break free from mental blocks and limitations, and how do you overcome fear and procrastination and self-doubt. These are things that I personally deal with all the time, even today, even now, and so that's why we have this little village. We light the fire every morning and we have a conversation and we share ideas. We encourage each other, because even living, just the act of waking up in the morning and seeing yourself through the day and then going back to bed, that alone, those 12 hours or 16 hours, if you stay awake for 16 hours, whatever amount of time you're grinding and working hard and awake, that alone is an indication of courage. You're willing to face the day. So share with us your perspectives. I want to come back to Stella so that we can learn a little bit from you. And remember, stay with us so that towards the end, I'll share the 3 takeaways from this conversation with you. And also, we are now sharing a lot of the content from this room on an amazing blog on my website. It's called Raise Your Consciousness blog. So if you're interested in reading the depth of some of the conversations we've been having from the Daily African Proverbs over the last year, check out the blog. It's available through the link tree. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll be able to get to my link tree and you can check that out. I know that every Wednesday, many of you join us, especially because Chioma Sheri, who is a poet and a writer, joins us every Wednesday, and she takes these proverbs and turns them into poems, which are really, really beautiful. But today, there was a blackout in the neighborhood where she lives. So we tried to find other ways of bringing her on, but it was not just possible. So my apologies. Let's hope that next week we will be able to bring her back again. So with that, Stella, I'll pass you the microphone.
Hi, Simon. I've sent a message. I can't talk because it's really raining over there. Yes.
Aye, Asante. Thank you.
Okay.
Aye. Thanks a lot. Anyhow, so we will continue on. Stella, it's always nice hearing your perspective, so I'll definitely miss it today. Jag, welcome, and Johnny, welcome. We are in the middle of an amazing conversation here that is, grounded on a Malawian proverb. The proverb says, "A deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass." I want you to think about that and come and share with us your perspectives on this, but also think about, why this proverb is teaching us that we can definitely find ways of overcoming fear and procrastination and pursuing whatever dreams and ideas that we have. But we just have to find tips and strategies and the village that is willing to hold us accountable and become a resource in order for us to succeed in whatever we have put our minds and our hearts to. So I want to invite Steve to also share his perspectives here briefly, and then Andreas. And I want to keep this hand raising open. So any one of you who is in the audience, if you'd like to join us on the stage, please feel free to do that anytime. All right, Steve, how are you? Where are you joining us from? And what are your thoughts on today's proverb?
Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I'm Steven, joining from Kenya, Kisumu, our One Vibe office in Kenya. Today's proverb is a nice one, and to me, what comes to my mind is we should just think out of the box. We shouldn't limit our creativity within one bracket. We should think out of the box, get out of our comfort zone, and reach out to our accomplishments. So that's my take for this proverb. Thank you again for having me, Simon.
Thank you, Steve, for making the time to join us today. I appreciate it. I like just hearing the different background sounds and noises that come from each person, and that's part of why I love asking where are you joining us from, so that you can really also take a virtual journey to those places where people are joining from. So Andreas, how are you? It's been a few weeks or months since we connected. I hope everything is okay. Share with us your perspectives on today's proverb from Malawi. It says, a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. We've learned so much from Yoftahe, William and Steve, and I just want us to continue building through your perspectives.
All right, can you guys hear me? Because I keep getting the red bar.
Yeah, I hear you just fine. Bro. Thank you.
All right, good. Yeah, it's been a while. I took a break from the app for about 5 months. So the last time I was on Clubhouse was probably like around December. But it's good to be back and get back to the swing of things and revisiting the rooms that I typically used to visit when I was really active on the app. I definitely agree with a lot of people, a lot of the contribution that's been put on the table so far. Also, what I understand about this proverb is to kind of always go for what you want and not be afraid to step outside of the box. And because it's not gonna change who you are, because you're always connected to your origins. So always remember who you are, never forget who you are, never be afraid to step out of the box or step out of your comfort zone to go after what you want or your dreams and aspirations, because whether you like it or not, you might not consciously even acknowledge it, but you will always be the person that you used to be where you come from, or you will always be connected to your roots. That's kind of how I am interpreting it. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I love it. I love, especially when you say that, never forget who you are. That's a really powerful question that if you can ask yourself every day, it will keep you on toes. It will keep you on toes. Anyhow, I would love to invite you, Andres, to Africa Day, May 25th. We are doing it again. I know you are deeply involved, and I see that quite a few people in the room right now were involved with Africa Day last year or should be involved with Africa Day this year. We are doing a 24-hour marathon here on Clubhouse. And when we did it last year, it was an amazing experience. First of all, we made custom profile pictures for hundreds or actually thousands of Clubhouse users, where people are sending us their pictures, and we would make Africa Day, custom-made Africa Day profile pictures. So we went to different rooms on Clubhouse, and we talked about Africa Day, why it's an important occasion, and why we were doing this 24-hour marathon. And we had amazing speakers, including the former Africa Union ambassador to the US, the current UN representative for Africa, and we had activists like Boniface Mwangi from Kenya, and it was just an amazing event. We had Professor Loliong from South Sudan, who is one of the oldest professors in Africa. He was amongst the first African students to ever get a scholarship to come and study in the US. So having people like that who worked closely with, he had like letters that were written to him from the first Ghanaian president, the first Kenyan president. Those were people he was consulting for. So it was just amazing to be around such people. So join us again. Africa Day is a club here on Clubhouse, and we are really lucky that Clubhouse as an app is also committed to promoting Africa Day this year. We struggled a lot with that last year, but this year they've already committed to helping amplify Africa Day. So that means that we need the village. We need each one of you in this room and who are watching this live stream on YouTube. So please send your ftahe, a picture of yours, and if you'd like to be a speaker, let him know. Then we will be able to send you the sign-up form for Africa Day. But in the meantime, we will be able to create a profile picture for you for Africa Day, so that hopefully by next week we start, wearing those profile pictures across all social media platforms, and just, making Africa Day, especially this year, another historic one. Okay, I'll stop there and I'll invite Bibi. Bibi, how are you doing? Share with us your perspectives. We're having an amazing time here talking about a Malawian proverb, and talking about how to break free from mental blocks and limitations, especially using an African proverb and using some nuggets of wisdom from our ancestors. Share with us your perspective. I hope the family is well. Let us know where you're joining us from.
Good morning, Simon. Good morning, everyone. I hope all is well. Yes, Simon, we're doing good. I just woke up right now. But yeah, it's like I was just checking my emails, and then I got a notification. So I was like, okay, let me check this out since I'm up now. And the moment I saw the proverb, the first thing that came to mind was you can take the girl out of the village, but you can take the village out of the girl. And that's just a quote my friends and I and my sisters we use a lot, because even if we've been away from home, that's Uganda or Sudan, for over 20 plus years, we still remember the values that we learned. We still remember the traditions, the culture, and everything, and we're now implementing it. If anything, I remember most is growing back home. We ate ugali almost every day, and peanut butter stew. And those were the foods that we didn't appreciate so much growing up. But now, as we're adults, those are things that we always long for, especially ugali and those greens from back home. How they were made, and the peanut butter stews. Those are beautiful, and how like how our parents made them, like, because our every greens, every food that we ate, they all have a history, and everything that they brought home they had a purpose. So it's like I feel like now as adult, I'm glad I paid attention to some of those foods and the teas that we drank back home, because they pretty much come in handy, because they're medicinal. Just like they would say in the medical field, when it comes to food, they either kill you or they cure you. So just like the knowledge that we learned back home is helping us now, and um, I'm just grateful that I was able to be attentive when I was growing up. So now it's coming in handy, and just kind of like the proverb says, it's like you can what is it? What does it say? A deer teethed with a gold chain will still escape to the forest to eat grass. That's just like how it is. It's like once you have a good thing, don't pat away from it, because either whatever. Oh, sorry, that's the baby in the background. She's laughing. Whatever you do, something that you're born with will never leave you. So just keep in the good knowledge and pass it forward. And that's all for me today. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's the best laughter ever. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've missed hearing your voice and perspectives, and I just loved how you vividly, described your thoughts on today's proverb. Thank you. And I want to invite Davina. Davina, how are you? And what are your perspectives on today's proverb? Share with us where you're joining us from as well.
Hi, good morning. I missed the Proverbs. I came in a little late.
Oh, no
I'm joining
problem.
everyone from Canada, Ottawa. Is this YouTube video that we have at the top here? Is that the proverb we're discussing?
Yeah. And it says, a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. This proverb is from Malawi. The link at the top of the room is actually a live YouTube link. I am live streaming this conversation, so we have an audience there as well. Thank you so much. Carry on.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful proverb. I originate from Zimbabwe, and I spent most of my childhood bouncing back and forth. But going back home was always an extremely humbling experience for me. I feel like when you're on this Western side of the world, you can get pretty consumed with, everything that's around us. We live busy lives. We live lives of wanting to achieve things, to, acquire materials. And I go back home and I visit my grandmother in the village, and I see she's perfectly content with her life as is, with what we would consider nothing, but to her, she lives a full life. And that always reminds me and keeps me in a place of peace and not wanting to overly rush myself. It reminds me of the natural flow of life, which sometimes we forget here. And I think it's a very beautiful experience to have that culture behind me. And I think it's a culture that we can all benefit from and learn from. That's my 2 cents.
Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you shared with us. It reminded me of the 3 takeaways that I shared earlier at the beginning of our conversation, and I will be sharing them at the end of our conversation today. But the last one says that make a plan of action and stick to it, and persevere when things get tough, And what you said and what Andreas said earlier reminded me so much about perseverance. So thank you very much. Lydia, how are you? Where are you joining us from? And what are your perspectives on today's proverb and today's conversation in general?
Hi, Simon and everybody. Good morning. New to this, so I was just joining in to listen in. But listening to that, to you talk about the proverb, it reminded me of, I think, the importance of foundations and just core values in general that guide us, especially in seasons of life where we may have to leave our comfort zone and our just what feels like home to us. And I think that can apply, of course, when we are living abroad from our countries of origin. So to me, it felt like a good reminder of that, right? So looking at that big picture and zooming out in times of challenges, or like I said, in times of kind of getting pushed beyond what we are used to. So that was a good reminder. And I'm joining you from Maryland, USA.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just so grateful that you're here, and I am grateful to everyone who is here with us today. Really, it means a lot that you've all taken your time to be here with us for another session of the Daily African Proverbs. This session is being recorded for the African Father in America podcast, which is available across all podcasting platforms and also on YouTube. Subscribing to the channel is really, really appreciated, and also just sharing today's conversation on Clubhouse, helping us grow this community by following the club, or just bringing, one more person tomorrow is really, really appreciated. But there are a couple of things happening today that I want you to join us for. One of them, I would love to invite Lavender to talk about the Travel in Africa event here on Clubhouse. And then I'll continue pitching for another event that Yoftahe is doing tonight as well. I'll invite you, Yoftahe, towards the end of our conversation after we hear from Terry, so that you can also speak to that a little. Lavender, please share your perspectives on this amazing Malawian proverb. It says that a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm late today. I've been running around. I'm actually still on the road, but I couldn't miss this for anything. So my thoughts about today's proverb. There's a Luo saying, I'm sorry, I forgot to say that I'm from Kenya and I'm from the Luo tribe. So there's a saying that older people like saying, olo adoge, olo achamalot, than Stella, I wish you could help me with this. Anyway, I forgot bits of the saying, but what it usually means is I'd rather be in a humble setting or live in a humble environment than be in an environment full of disrespect and wealth. And that's how I'm relating to today's proverb. By a deer tethered with gold chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. You might have everything, or the good life doesn't mean peace, love, and joy or happiness. You can be happier in a humble setting than in a castle. That's my take about today's proverb. And about Travel in Africa event today, we usually have the conversations every Wednesday. So it's Wednesday for those in East Africa. Wednesday at 9:19. So tonight, I'm inviting everyone in this room to join us. I'd love to see all of you there. We'll be talking about
how climate change affects travel in Africa. And I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you there tonight. Thank you. I'm Lavender, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you so much, Lavender. This is Simon. So if you want to join that conversation, the two ways you can do that is follow Lavender or follow the One Vibe Africa Club. The event is listed on her profile and also on the profile of One Vibe Africa. That's the club where we are hosting that conversation at today and every Wednesday. I've always wondered, Lavender, why we can't just make this thing 11 a.m. instead of 11:15, 11:19. But I feel that these numbers also have meaning, so I'll just leave them like that. I don't think it's a fluke that we are never doing it at 11. I think we should move it to just 11. What do you think?
That makes sense. Actually, the minutes before, it's usually quarter past 11, to give people time to settle down, because the conversations are usually heated up and exciting, because when people are discussing travel in Africa, everybody can't wait to share their exciting experiences visiting Africa, and the eager to visit Africa. And I've copied the link to the room in the comments section or in the chat room, on the room chat. You can as well follow me and you'll see the conversation for tonight. Thank you again, Simon.
Asante, karibu. Hey Katie, it's been a minute and I'm just so excited that you're here. I don't know whether you're in South Africa or in a different part of the world, but I'm just grateful that you're here. Share with us your perspectives on this Malawian proverb. I hope you and the family are doing well. Thank you.
Hi, it's Katie speaking. I am so excited to be back in this space again, Simon. And I'm super excited for Africa Day. Last year was such an amazing event, and I really, really encourage everyone to get involved, join the event, and come and listen to the amazing speakers. It was just such an inspiring event last year, and I'm so excited, especially that the Clubhouse team is more involved this year, and Simon will definitely be in touch about that. Yes, I am Katie. I'm currently in Australia, which is why visiting my family. Usually I'm living in South Africa. I've been living there for 12 years. So that's why time differences are just such a pain at the moment, and miss a lot of your spaces, unfortunately. But I love this proverb, and I've really enjoyed everyone's shares. So what comes to mind for me, and I love hearing everyone's different perspectives on it, but even if you, which goes to your title, how to break free from mental blocks, sometimes you feel that even if you're in a really good position or something in life, you feel attached and confined to that situation, whatever that is, whether it's a physical place or family situation, relationships, friendships, work, all of those things. However, sometimes you can escape, even if you are tethered to those situations. You can break free for a moment. Go bask in the forest. As an environmental scientist and a nature girl, I love, the forest perspective of that, to go be out in nature or go somewhere that feeds your soul. And bask in that great green grass or whatever that feeds your soul, and you can always return back to those attachments that you have, and it doesn't mean that you're betraying or anything. You're still tethered. You can still go back, but you can also nourish your soul at the same time. So thank you so much for letting me speak. I'm excited for the upcoming Africa Day. Love you.
Yeah, I love you too. Take care. And send me a DM. I would love to just bring you up to speed with Africa Day so that you can help us bring in other speakers and other people that can help make it great. Terry, It's always wonderful interacting with you here on Clubhouse. And I just want to give you space so that you also share your perspectives on today's proverb from Malawi. It says, a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. Thanks a lot.
Simon, I feel so blessed to be here. Thank you for the invitation in, and what a beautiful, warm room. I love being in here. And Katie, it's beautiful to hear your voice. And the first thing that comes to mind is Bibi's comment about, I said grits, and I think maybe pap is what comes to mind in Malawi. How spectacular pap is, because it's such a beautiful dish that if you add just a touch of anything, be it a little tomato sauce or fish or meat or whatever, suddenly the pap transforms and it becomes that. And it's such a wonderful, beautiful food. And it really reminds me of my many times in Malawi, but thought I was providing something special by buying lots and lots of rice, and after all the rice was eaten, everybody wanted to have the pap, because it was really the rice was looked at as maybe something they would have as on a crazy holiday or something, but pap was really what mattered most. So I was laughing when I was thinking of beautiful memory, and also hearing your baby in the background. Baby was really spectacular. And lavender was the time of, and I can't wait to join the climate conversation at 219. I was laughing at the time as well, because our many dabas that we would host in South Africa, we would host at a time, like you said, Simon, 11 o'clock, but everybody might show up at 11:19 or 11:20, and they were like, okay, this is Africa time. So they're like, okay, cool, let's move it to 11:15. And then everybody, would show up at 11:30 or 11:45. So you just have to enjoy the levity and the beauty of our time frames. And it's not to say, it's hard to say who gets it right, to be on time or to take time. Either way, this is the most spectacular time. When I think about this golden chain and this proverb, and the beautiful thing about proverbs, it's many ways of interpreting. So the first thing that comes to mind is a deer tethered with a golden chain shouldn't be. That feels like a construct of man, and it feels like enslaved to a situation, which the first thought that comes to mind is how to address the golden chain. And golden sounds good, but if it's still a tether that's a construct of man, then how do we address it systemically to say, is this really something that we need to submit to, or in fact, is the golden tether an actual opportunity like Clubhouse, where the golden tether is this amazing way to connect with each other? But as I first think about it, it changed throughout the room. It was phone call. For me, first, it was the ability to taste pop again in Malawi. Thank you, Bibi. So where we can go in our mind is beautiful and free. And if the golden tether is truly our obligations or our duties, then we can appreciate being able to go anywhere we want in our minds. And I love, Simon, how you were addressing the backgrounds of everybody's background, so we can hear where they're from. Today I'm in New York. I consider South Africa as my second home, only because I wasn't lucky enough to have been born there. But this beautiful room and Africa Day is a beautiful way to visit. And so I'm grateful, and I thank you for the opportunity to spend time with you today.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much. And one of the topics during Africa Day is actually going to be a gastronomical journey across Africa, where the speakers, Lavender is one of them, and Adua was here earlier. They will be, and Joseph from Namibia is also one of them. They'll basically be exploring the whole continent and the different foods. And then there's another session of Africa Day where they'll be doing cooking demonstrations. Sounds of African cooking. Africa Day theme for 2022 is is building a sustainable building a healthy and sustainable Africa. I have to get the specific theme here, but it's around nutrition. It's around nutrition, and that's why most of the topics for Africa Day are around food. So the theme, I think, is nutrition oriented. I have to get the specific theme so that I don't just try to wing it here. Yoftahe, how are you? And before we hear from you with tonight's events, I just want to bring William. William, I want to give you a chance to just share with me how was today. What did you think?
I thought today was a great opportunity for people to share their perspectives, because there's always more than one side to this story, and gaining a multicultural, multi-perspective view of a proverb, of an idea, of a circumstance is very valuable. So I thought today was a good chance to hear and experience that.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Yoftahe, share with us why tonight's event is important to you. I'm excited about it, and I hope I will be able to, share more about Rooted in Love, and also share a little bit of Nyatiti music.
Greetings. Thank you, Simon, again. It's good to see you all speak, and I learned so much from all of you. So I wanted to say, all of you in here have the power, have the knowledge. Most of the time, they think that we don't do anything is because we have lack of information. Until we hear someone else speak, until we read a book, we always seem like we don't know what to do. So, and make sure to read, make sure to explore, make sure to go out of your comfort zone to understand other perspectives so that we can learn from it. All of you in here have so much knowledge that you can share, but please do not be like that book that we put on the shelf and collecting dust, because if we don't open that book and start reading, nothing's going to come out and enter it. So all of you have so much to offer. Do not have your brain be like the book that is just collecting dust. One of you in here can help one person in here by sharing information, what you have gone through, what you can do. As an Africans, we have that power. As an Africans, we have that story. As an Africans, we are the solution. So, Rooted in Love, for me, when Simon wrote it and then I read that book, I heard so much stories of Africa being told by an African, the way he put it, the pictures, especially the way he talked about his mother, that got me so amazingly. We learn so much from our parents, and sometimes we don't tell it, we don't bring it to the mainstream. And the way Simon did it by just writing that book with pictures and stories, it helps us to know the other side, the real side that we know about Africa, not just the poor, the famine, the battle, all the things that we hear from the other medias. We become our media. Clubhouse opened this room together, and what we share with it, it's our choice. There are some people right now in Clubhouse hanging around and promoting hate and everything else. But if we come in here, promote love, we come in here, promote unity, it's a part of us to taking control and taking that action that is needed to make sure that tomorrow is better. The Africa that we want is better. It's better for our kids. So we have the power in here to make a decision what action that we want to take. So starting tonight, we'll be promoting Africa Day all the way to May 15th. So join us on Instagram Live. Want to hear about Rooted in Love and how Simon came up with this book. But at the same time, we'll be promoting Africa Day. And Africa Day is not just only in May. It's not only on May 25th. It's every single day, because each of us in here can make Africa Day every single day. The way we communicate, who we talk to, how we show up, what we say about Africa is who we are. We represent Africa. We are the ambassadors of Africa. So each and every you in here have so much to offer. Please do not let someone else take the action. You, today, before you walk out of this room, if you can ask yourself, what can I do? Not what the other person is doing it. If you think someone else is doing it, if you think someone else is covering it, you may be able to do it 10 times better. So do not leave this room. Come with something. If you are able to speak, speak. If you are able to volunteer, volunteer. And if you are not, you are able to bring someone else who can be on that platform, please invite that person. There is only one request. If you can, please take action, whatever it is, as a speaker, as a volunteer, or someone who invites someone. Make sure that you are the one doing it. Make sure you are the one empowered to say, I'm going to do something about this, not someone else. And then we're going to have another speakers that we are still lining up with the May 21st. It's going to be live on Instagram too. We would like to have that promotion as much as possible. Just like Simon said, please send us your pictures that you want to be part of it so that we can make you pictures for Africa Day, your profile picture, and you can promote it. You can talk about it every single day. And then on the 25th, 24-hour marathon, this is the second year that we're going to do it. You are part of it. You're invited. And make sure to invite others to be part of this, because if you don't tell the stories of Africa, someone else is telling it. You want to get it right. You are part of it. You are the solution for Africa. So be active, be involved, take one little step action, whatever it is. I know we're all busy. I know we're all saying, I can do this. Maybe tomorrow, there is no tomorrow. It's today that every single thing, when you leave from here, so many things can come up in your mind and say, I need to do A, B, C, D. Please, that A, B, C, D, make part of it to talk about Africa. Make sure to be that storyteller, that African, that Mama Africa needs us, all of us, to come together. So join us tonight on live Instagram. Join every day. This room is open. The Proverb, we're learning every single day from Simon in the Proverb room, because that's how we tell our stories from African and the Proverbs from different countries, from the continent that Simon brings, and we discuss every day. We're passing it from generation to generation. So thank you all. Bless you. Be part of it. Get involved. We are the solution for Africa. Back to you, Simon.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Yuftahi. I'm grateful. I'm just grateful for your support. And in closing, I want to share the 3 takeaways, the 3 things you should take away with you, especially in relation to the strategies for breaking free from mental blocks and limitations. And our conversation today has been guided by a Malawian proverb that says, a deer tethered with a golden chain can escape to the forest to eat grass. The first thing is identify the areas in your life where you feel stuck or limited. Second thing, take some time for self-reflection to understand why you feel this way. And then the third thing, make a plan of action and stick to it and persevere even when things get tough. Thank you all so much, and have a beautiful day or night. And I will see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hopefully we will be joined by Gogo Rutendo Ngara. This is the first week after taking a month break from this show. So just, seeing you all here means a lot. Have a beautiful, beautiful day or night. Peace.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okelo, live from Seattle, Washington.